Hey, what's up everybody? Forgetting to hit the freaking power button on my mixer. That would help. Alright, I'm Will. We are back with more Genshin Impact, the Wind Festival. Almost. But anyway, we're back with this. We are gonna do the final few things in this, as well as finish up the story. And then we are gonna see what else we're gonna do. I'm assuming the story will probably take up the rest of the time. But dude, I am so excited having... I think this might be the biggest crossover in terms of how many characters there are from another land coming here. Because I'm pretty sure the most before was like maybe 2 characters, so having 3 move over to another area, that's really cool. Anyways, let's get on this. We're just gonna be doing normal, the basic for the final 2 songs. Oh wait, yeah, we have to go there. Sneeze. Pete. Oh god. Okay, I tried to do all the photo stuff off stream. I couldn't do like the first set of 3 just because they were all in the city and I didn't want to accidentally trigger any of the story stuff, so I pushed that off to the side. So we will be doing that on stream. And it's like, it's the basic camera thing they've been doing. I think they've done 2 other camera events just like it, where it's you go to a place, it's either a specific time or you need to be doing something specific in the photo, like use fire or use your idle animation or something like that, which it's okay, but it's like pretty basic, unfortunately, in terms of like photography. But it's like, how do you get photography to be a more engaging event? And I really don't think you can, especially since like this is like the very first area, so it's very well worn. And it's kind of insane to me that I can go to the menu and do all of this, but then just not be able to play it just because we're not at the right location. It's like, if you give us this menu, we should be able to just do it, whether we're at the right spot or not for this event. Excuse me, I need to blow my nose real quick. Okay. Okay, we got 1. We got 2. I wonder how many people redid their interface on this one. Because yeah, having it come from the center, like stylistically it looks a little different and nice, but it just makes it so much harder to read where it's going. Damn it. Oh my god, I'm sucking. Really messing that up. It's really hard to talk while doing this, because you're just trying to stay in the rhythm. This is a really long song. What in the shit? This definitely feels like the longest one we've done so far. Alright. Yeah, I don't know if it's because I was hyper-focusing on it that it felt longer, but that definitely felt like the longest song thus far. And we got 3 stars for it. Nice. I'm pretty sure 3 stars is the max. Like that. We might redo some of the other ones just so we can get the tickets. We'll see by the end of this to see how much we have and what we need. I think this is like, yeah. This song's, I think, in every single one of these rhythm games. Dang it! Ah, I keep forgetting. Hold. Oh wait, no, this one might be different. How's that? Oh my god, we're 10 away from 300. That was... We did really good there, it felt like. Really? Only 94%? I felt like I did way better there than I did on the last one. And I think the last one was 96. Alright, we got all the Primo Gem. Alright, let's see what some of these other ones are. This balloon one, we can continue on. Carry on. My wayward balloon. Oh yeah, I think I brought this up like a while ago, like months if not a year ago before. But for some reason, I always forget this. But I know I've had this stupid epiphany before where I know the ratio for pulling a 5-star is supposed to be like, it should be 1 out of every 100. So 10 pulls, you should have at least 1 5-star. And I keep forgetting that, like, is that just an on-running tally, or does that reset every single time they, like, switch out the card for the characters? I can never remember if they've ever said whether or not the statistics reset that way. That way, like, you should just save up and just do 10 10s. Alright. Oh yeah, I forgot. I swapped my main party. I was doing a little grinding off stream yesterday. And honestly, it doesn't even matter. We're just running around this thing. Let's just start. Hey, what's up? So yeah, we'll see if this gets any more challenging. We've only done the first one, and that one was pretty basic, just running around. I'm wondering if they're gonna add in any more complicated, like, obstacles or anything. I think they all take place within the library, I think. And last time we did this, we did lose 2 hearts, but I couldn't really tell if that actually did anything. Nope. Oh, dang it. Oh, we didn't have the charge. I'm an idiot. I thought we started with the charge. Or circle. And I don't know if it really matters whether or not we take out the balloon. Almost there. There we go. Got him. Oh, wait. Okay, never mind. Sorry, I thought that was another balloon. I didn't know that was another article. Doohickey. Running. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Where are you? Particle thingy. No! Ah, did I even grab it? I don't think I grabbed it. Shit. Yeah, they really don't have a lot of particles around. Wait, no, what? No. Oh, you turned direction, you bastard. I thought you were coming towards me. Oh yeah, ironically, I can't remember if it was yesterday or the day before, I was talking about how this season of South Park has been pretty mid. I take it back, their last episode, like their newest episode I just watched, where they were talking about ChatGPT, and they actually used it to write part of the episode, and just like nailed it. For some reason, like the first 3 episodes were like not that great, like pretty basic ass takes. But then the ChatGPT one was nailing it. Although they haven't really been that funny. I thought story-wise it was good, but I haven't thought any of the last 4 episodes in the new season's really been that particularly funny. Which pretty sucks. I wish they just go back to earlier seasons. I feel like they started focusing a lot on Randy, and he was super funny, and then he went and got the pot farm, and then ever since there, the show's becoming increasingly more mid season after season. I just restarted. Why did I restart? I am a dingus. Guess they always do try again as X. Oh yeah, Capcom did a stream, like I think an hour ago maybe? But they were just kind of showing off some stuff. I don't think it was anything new. I think it was just updates for all the stuff that we know that's coming out. Like the 30 million different Resident Evil things they are releasing, since that's the thing that they heavily lean on constantly. That, what is it? That Dino Prime whatever game where like you're in mech suits and you're fighting dinosaurs. They showed that off again for like the 5th time. I didn't really get to fully watch all of them. I don't think they really added anything to it. What else? The Mega Man collection, which they're showing off again. It's like, just release a new Mega Man already. You've been doing the collections for like the past 5 years. Some Monster Hunter stuff I didn't really pay attention to. Then they announced a new announcer in Street Fighter V, which honestly I think that's a pretty mid announcement. It's like you should probably pack that in with some other announcement for it, like another character. I don't even know if they actually announced the entire roster yet, or like I've been keeping up to date with all of the characters they've announced, and I don't know if that's the full roster or if there's still more characters to come, because honestly it seems like a pretty small roster so far. You know, the photo thingy is, yeah, there's one right there, right? Really? Already went through all that. I hate that. That's weird sometimes in this game. They'll start redoing some of the tutorials that you've already done for some reason, especially for events. I'm just gonna re-pull out these guys just so we can have Sucrose so she could do wind and pick up some the dandelions seeds. Anything? Yes? Okay, we got it. We got one. Alright, what are we looking for here? Alright, confirm that's the shot we want to take. Use your elemental skill.
Stand clear.
Oh my god, you cannot see anything in that one. Alright, well, we got it. That one's complete. Got something on Battle Pass. Oh, nice. Boom, and that boosts up us up a level. I did do a little, like the grinding I did the other day in this was to raise the levels of some of our lower level characters so I could get more of those wishes off of them by going from level, I think it's 40 to 50 or 50 to 60. You get a bonus reward of getting one of the wishes. So right now we're sitting really good with, I think we're coming up on 3 10 drops that we'll be able to do, which we're gonna save for the 4-star character that's coming out, which is ridiculous to save it for a 4-star character since they're usually pretty easy to pull. But we've been having pretty weird luck. Like, we just pulled Cyno, so I'm just going to assume that the rest of our luck is going to be completely downhill. So yeah, we just got Cyno. He's so fucking good. Like, I've barely leveled him up and he already like just wrecks so much shit. 11 more days. All right. Oh, we got 6 of them. Oof. I'll wait for the final few so we can just do a 10 drop on this. Yeah, I could probably get the rest of them just by leveling up some other characters, since we do have quite a few characters that are like around level 40 or under. Since I'm kind of lazy, like if I get a character that I don't really like, I don't really care about leveling them up that much, obviously, so. Where's the other photo? I know there's 2 more photo spots. Wrong way, wrong zoom. Oh, Adventurers Guild, oh yeah. I keep forgetting I send people out to do mining. Pull some precious metals. Oh my god, we're twinning. Yeah, I think it's only 3 photos per set. There's 3 sets in total, 3 photos per set, and I've already done 2 of them, so this is the last set I need to do. Okay, between 8... Nope. Ah, I got the old muscle memory still. Before I customize the quick select.
I haven't been out in a while.
Alright, and then the last one is up. Yeah, near the statue. It usually is. It's kind of crazy that you have this giant statue and this church, yet whenever you have any kind of wind festival, I always feel like a lot of the festive stuff happens down here near the entrance and not up near like the statue and the church. Even though it's supposed to be kind of like about the wind god. And which, by the way, it's like, it's insane that nobody... Okay, very few people actually recognize Venti. It's like, really? You have a giant statue which does vaguely look like him.
I can do this. I know I can.
Actually, let's go up there. Because I think whenever they do a festival like this, there should be like a huge like flower arrangement around the statue or something. I haven't went up to the statue in a long time, especially haven't been up to it for around festival time, so let's see. Have they done anything special? Okay, this is usually here. Oh wait, is this new? Did they always have this pedestal? It's been a while. Now, I wish more bouquets, right? This needs to be more flamboyant. It's up on the roof, yeah. Okay, walk, and we're up. I'm just trying to go up. All right. Boom. Actually, I'm trying to think. This country has this giant statue. Leeway, I don't think has a giant statue for Rex Lapis. And then there is a giant statue in Inazuma, but I don't think that's supposed to be of the Shogun. Although, to be fair, the other countries, their Archon is a lot more like hands-on, while this country, Venti kind of like disappeared from ruling, so maybe that's why this country is the only one that really has like a statue. But then, actually, yeah, at the same time, all the other countries, their rulers are like rulers, like a figurehead in their government, while here it's almost kind of like a religion, which is like really weird that it's like, out of all of them, Venti's the one with like the religion kind of connotation around him. And it's also weird that it's like, what has Venti been doing? Like, has he, like, when our story starts and we meet him in the forest, has he, like, just recently come back to town? Or, like, what's up? Because you'd think if Venti was the god of the city and he's always hanging around, people would notice and be like, oh yeah, he's been here for a few hundred years. Well, that's weird. Anyway. Because it's, like, insane to me that people don't know that he's the Archon. Trying to think. We need events. I need to claim the rewards. Wait, what one did I click? Yeah, I could probably play. I really like this one. This one was the best music one so far. Okay, photos. Claim. Okay, so sweet. We got that completed. Yeah, it was so basic. Let's go event shop. Okay, this one we need to work on. This is for running the maze, I believe. Okay, this... Wait. Wasn't it out of 3? And we only had 1. Own 2. Oh wait, so that's weird. That's weird. I thought there were 3 of them down in this one. Alright, let's look at the rewards for this. Oh, there we go. Alright. We get multiples. Yeah, there's a lot for this one. Alright, did we get 600? We just got 600. Alright. Okay, yeah, we already did the first part. We need to do the second part. We're gonna go and do that right now. Oh, and we just need to talk to Sucrose. Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if it was like you have to go somewhere and it'll kind of trigger a cutscene, or if we had to talk to someone, so I kind of stayed away from this city. Let's actually put all those on the sword right now so I don't forget. Because I remember I got a specialty weapon for an event, and I completely forgot to put the things on it. Because I didn't do it right away. Weapon... Yeah, I think I'm going to keep this one around as a secondary and try to build it up. Same with this one. It's weird. It feels like as soon as, like... Normally, whenever I get one, I infuse it until it's maxed out, and then I just kind of use it for scrap to level up other weapons. But now that I'm keeping them, it feels like whenever I decide, like, okay, I have a second one and I'm going to keep it, it feels like I start not pulling that one anymore, as if it knows that I have 2 of them in my inventory. Let's see here. We're on the right one. Enhance. Oh wait, we're already at rank 2. Oh, okay, so that should be all of them. And this does kind of drive me crazy that you can only do one at a time. It's like, if I have the items, just let me do the thing, guy. Okay, so cool. I already have enough to max it out. Nice. Feel like I gotta sneeze. That was gross. Alright, oh shoot, I didn't even realize. Okay, so this is like one of those basic ass weapons you can just craft at any time, but I never really think about. We're using that one on Ito because it's actually pretty decent for him. And I completely forgot. I need to work on refining this one and this one. I think I made both of these like right when I first started this game. So like so long ago.
I just need a moment to quickly take down some notes.
So let's actually go and look and see. Can we actually make one of those now? We do not. Of course, we have the shitty material to make the bows. I haven't really been fighting any like bosses that drop the blueprints in a while. I've mainly just fighting like bosses that give us the proper level up items. Which, yeah, a lot of these I need to work on, like crafting multiples. Like this one I got maxed out just because this sword looks so freaking dope with Chungyun. And then also with this Dragon Spear, which I thought was going to be super OP. But yeah, I need to level up these two more. But anyways, that's a thing for later. Let's continue this story up to part 2 of the festival. I'm you from the future. Don't do the thing you're thinking about.
Oh, Traveler, Paimon. I only just arrived myself, so I'm still getting ready.
Neat.
And Kale just passed by a moment ago. She said she had some things to sort out at the inn where she's staying, but she'll meet up with us when she's done. Apparently, Tainari and Sino both went out, but she stayed behind because she wanted to help us. Not too bad. After reviewing it again with fresh eyes, I came up with a new theory which seems to hold some water. I'll attempt to explain it as simply as I can.
Okay, she's trying to create a new flower through alchemy. And I could have sworn this was a story beat that we've done before. Where we're trying to make... I'm pretty sure it was a flower as well. But I think it was like a previously known flower. Actually, wait. Was that with Sucrose or was that with Albedo? Oh my god, it might have been with Albedo. And that might be the flower that she's trying to make now.
I believe that each of the 4 things in the prophecy refers to a different field of knowledge. So, in a way, the prophecy is a test of the reader's intelligence. But it's unlikely for any one person to have expertise in all these different areas. So I suggest that we seek out one expert from each and get their opinion. Also, in 2 out of the 4 areas, the prophecy seems to want us to find specific people. It may even turn out that the people themselves are the answers.
So it sounds like we should put our heads together and list out the people who can help us.
Exactly. I think we can go through each riddle in turn and generate 4 groups of names to match the 4 questions.
Alright, then let's start from group 1. The first riddle was, a flower that is not of this world.
Personally, I would still go with Albedo for this one. Alchemy is the most likely to have to do with otherworldly things, and he is by far the leading expert in this regard.
Exactly! You're the creator of the Tetratanic Sweet Flower. Who knows? Maybe that's the flower we're looking for.
Huh? You really think so?
Oh, but what about Tainari? He's a forest watcher and knows all about plants. If it's a flower we're looking for, maybe he's the man for the job.
Alright, I'll add him to the list as well. On to group 2. This subject is a guide who will never get lost.
That's kind of abstract. Does it just mean someone who never loses their way?
Wait, but they have to be able to guide others too. So it's not quite as simple as that.
Oh, you mean Mona? Yeah, she definitely counts.
Mona. Yes, she certainly seems very confident. And she can use her astrology to guide people.
Would Bennett count? Well, as long as you go in the opposite direction from him, you'll always be going the right way, right?
I see. I suppose I can't argue with that logic.
Add him to the list. Finding everyone won't take long, so one extra person won't hurt.
I know. Would Outrider Amber be a valid candidate for this category as well?
Yeah, she would! She's got a great sense of direction after all. As a matter of fact, when the Traveler and Paimon first came to Mondstadt, she was actually the one who gave us directions.
Yes, she's certainly a good guide.
Is there anyone else?
Let me think. Yes, I believe there may be one more. Albedo once made a set of equipment for Mika from the reconnaissance company. He's their surveyor, and an exceptional pathfinder. He's even instructed others in the discipline of surveying before. So, in my view, he's highly unlikely to lose his way, and would be very good at helping others find theirs.
Cool! Another one for our list!
Wait, Kale should have been here by now. Wonder what's taking her so long. Sorry, could we continue our chat somewhere else?
Oh, you wanna go see how she's doing, right? Sure, let's all go.
Once again, like I've said this a million times, like they really need to figure out a way to make it more interesting than two people talking while the camera's moving around them. It's like, we solved this problem in TV shows in the mid-2000s. Like, why the fuck does this game just not, like, who's the camera, like, directing operator person for this fucking game? That just can't get the grasp of having the camera constantly moving while the characters are standing still. Like, just does not make it, like, more dynamic. It makes it fucking boring and, like, sleep-inducing. Like, have your characters at least, like, lightly walk around town. It adds the illusion of progression of story, right? Why do you think a lot of medical shows people are walking and talking? Or The Wire? Or House? MD.
Hi, Kale. Hope we're not intruding or anything. Is everything okay?
Yes, let me 5-minute monologue at you as we stand here.
I was preparing some stuff. Is it time already? Oh no, I'm sorry.
Don't worry. The Traveler and I only just met up. We were just worried that you might get lost along the way, so we thought that we'd come get you.
There's like 12 buildings here.
I'm ready to join you now.
That's my bad, that one was my bad.
So let's pick up where we left off.
Next up is the third line. One who would never lie. Anyone spring to mind? You really think so? Seems like it would be pretty difficult for someone in his position to avoid having to lie. Then what about Kaya? He's the cavalry captain and a rather popular figure, but... You think there's something fishy about him too, huh? Yeah, he's definitely a sneaky one. Bet he lies all the time.
What about a librarian?
I can't help but agree with you there. There's the tone-deaf bard. But on second thought, he wouldn't qualify either. He talks way too much nonsense. Is there anyone else we're missing?
Acting Grandmaster Jean? She has a good name in that regard.
They're literally gonna go through everyone in the town and then just land on the last person.
Concern for those around her. For example, when Lisa loses track of time in the library and misses her patrol shift, Jean will come up with some excuse, like Lisa's ill today. Also, she sometimes makes up stories to get Klee to behave, like the one about the big monster that comes to catch naughty kids who don't go to bed on time. Do you think that rules her out?
White lies are still lies, but do we really have to reject her because of some harmless fibs? It's not like she had evil intentions. No, we're the ones being strict.
Rosaria doesn't strike me as the type of person to lie. Oh, Kale, You probably haven't met her yet, have you? She's a sister from the church who looks, a little scary and not very sociable. She stopped by the alchemy bench once, a long time ago, and asked me about Albedo. I thought maybe she was trying to find him, for work or something. But when I asked, she just said that she was curious about him because he was so intelligent, and wanted to talk to his assistant to find out what he was like. A lot of people might have given a more tactful justification, but I could see in her face that she wasn't trying to hide anything. She was just very direct and straightforward. That's why I don't think of her as the lying type.
Rosaria doesn't look like the sort of person you'd want to get into a fight with. Maybe she just fights her way out of situations that some people might lie to get out of.
I can definitely see that. I've also heard the other sisters say that Rosaria doesn't even make excuses when she skips choir. She just doesn't show up.
She's a tough cookie, huh? Let's put her name down.
In that case, I think Sino fits in this list too.
True. Lying's probably more trouble than it's worth for someone like him. Kinda like with Rosaria. Oh, and Paimon also nominates Razor. Bet he couldn't lie to save his life.
I've also got someone else in mind. Noelle, the trainee knight. She's a very honest person. I don't think she'd tell a lie.
Alrighty, write her name down too.
Wait, there's one more person. You know, our long-standing staffer at the alchemy bench.
Huh? You mean Timaeus?
You mean background character?
Yes, him. Truth be told, he's been love-struck recently. He swore that he wouldn't say a dishonest word or slack off until he succeeds in getting the woman he loves.
Timaeus has a crush?
Yes, that's right.
Well, who is it? Do you know her?
I've never met her. All I know is that she's from Liyue. Timaeus says that she's fun, has a great personality, and is very, very good looking. Since we're on the topic, helping Timaeus win the lady of his dreams was also one of my goals for this Windbloom Festival.
Windbloom, that's what it
How
was.
can we help with that?
I don't know. Make sure he uses nice paper and a fancy envelope when he sends letters to her. Help him pick a nice gift and wrap it properly. That sort of thing.
Yeah. I had the same situation once in the Avidia Forest. I helped another forest ranger out by delivering a love letter to the coworker she likes.
Yep, that sort of thing exactly. Oh, also, I helped him with some of the groundwork for one of his research projects. He must have appreciated it, because he gave me a refrigeration device that he's been developing as a thank you gift.
Is it any good?
I mean, it looks nice.
Sounds like a no.
Alright, guess we'll put Loverboy down on the list then.
Okay, so last of all, we have a legend that never ends. Anyone come to mind for this particular line?
Lisa, perhaps? A librarian understands books best, and aren't most legends written down somewhere?
When I think about legends, fairy tales and picture books come to mind.
Maybe Kale. She read a lot of fairy tales when Tainari was teaching her to read.
Oh, do I count?
Of course you do. I'll put you on the list. I prefer to read things like an illustrated analysis of alchemical substances and their uses, the fascinating principles of crafting, and hypotheses of life.
Point taken. Paimon didn't quite understand any of those.
Klee might be a good choice. Her mother, Alice, is a renowned traveling author, so I'll bet she's been exposed to all sorts of myths and legends.
Alright then, Klee makes the short list.
Well, that should just about do it. Next up, we should go and ask the people on the list about the prophecy.
Do we have to ask absolutely everyone on the list? It seems like a lot of people.
It is. So, I was thinking that perhaps we should split up. That might make our search more effective.
Okie dokie.
Also, I've thought of a method of gathering feedback.
No problem. We can do that.
You and the Traveler are practically joined at the hip, so you two can go together. I'll pair up with Kale.
Capable Kale and sensible Sucrose. Sounds like a winning combination.
Okay, I promise I'll help. Capable Kale. Yeah, I got this.
They are really...
Sure that the unbeatable Traveler and Paimon will do our part too. Off we go.
Wow, they're really not... They're, like, just wasting this opportunity here. Like... We're standing around and talking about other characters. Yes, isn't this fascinating? No, it is not. You're describing basic characteristics of majority of the characters. The only thing that was really new to there was the Rosario and then what's-his-face at the fucking alchemy desk. And it's like, it wasn't even an interaction between the two of
The
them.
person with the most defined stronghold. So let's go to the library. Lisa should be there.
Stronghold. That's an, interesting word to use.
Maybe den? No, that's even worse.
How about layer?
No one has these conversations. What the fuck is happening in this?
Here we are. Lisa's lair.
Oh no. That was a bad word choice. Now Sucrose is using it. It's all my fault.
Lisa, might I ask if... Huh?
The boys.
Sucrose. Kale, what are you doing here?
I can only sucrose that they were Kale-ing on someone.
Dude.
At least that's as far as I know.
Why are they doing this? They're like, oh my god. There was no hint of this characteristic, like, when we were in, when we first met him. And for some reason, they're just, like, really forcing this aspect of his personality in this. It's not funny or good. It was, like, kind of like, oh, okay, he occasionally does bad jokes, but it's like, he's starting to do it at a frequency where it's just like, stop. This is a new personality trait you're introducing out of nowhere. And it's only mid. And you're trying to force it way too much. Like, what are you, the fucking new Velma cartoon? That just sucks all around, but just keeps trying to be a thing, despite it not working in any way, shape, or form? Like, please. Please. Let the writer that wrote Sino here be struck down. So we do not have to suffer through this every time we see this character now. He was cool before. And you're slowly making him so fucking lame in the limited amount of interaction we had with him in this event.
Oh, please, just stop it with these puns. I beg you. Are you trying to win worldwide fame for unfunny jokes?
I agree with Tainari, despite him saying things that are also not funny.
Is Lisa not here at the moment?
Surprising, isn't it? She went out. I'm afraid it's just us here looking for information.
Except me. I'm not here for information. Like you, I came here for an abortive search for the librarian, who is also my academia senior.
Oh, so you studied in the same darshan as Lisa?
That's right. Her mentor in Sumeru was also my benefactor. We were both Spontamod students.
Oh, yeah, I remember her mentioning that when she was visiting there.
Wow, that's cool. But wait, we're getting sidetracked. We came here to look for some information. Kale and I are investigating a prophecy, and we were hoping you all might be able to help.
Oh? What sort of prophecy?
I see. You want to ask them about the flower that is not of this world, and me about the one who would never lie.
But there's no rush. You don't need to answer right away. We're just here to tell you about the situation. You can take your time to think it over and submit any thoughts you have in written form to the Sucrose mailbox.
The Sucrose mailbox?
Yep. I was thinking about it on the way. And although they seem like trick questions, there's a lot to mull over once you get down to the details. A quick answer off the top of your head might not go into enough depth. So, I decided to place a mailbox next to the alchemy crafting table. Everyone can submit their written answers there when they're ready. We don't have to call it the Sucrose mailbox, though. It could just as well be called the Sucrose and Kale mailbox. Or even the Sucrose Kale Traveler
Yes,
and
we got
Travel
it.
mailbox.
I think in this case, we can just go with your quick answer off the top of your head.
Sounds like a good solution. Certainly more reliable than verbal discussion alone.
Agreed. Certainly when it comes to discerning whether someone is a liar or not, you cannot simply take them at their word.
Understood. Once we've had a look into it, we'll place our replies into your mailbox.
Thank you all so much. Okay, let's tick them off the list and carry on working our way down.
Already done.
I'm pleasantly surprised to see those two introverts getting along so well.
Do you get the feeling that Kale's return to Mondstadt has emboldened her more contrarian side?
Yes, I'd noticed that too.
Traveling and meeting old friends are both good for the body and soul. And isn't rediscovering one's youth while revisiting old haunts a worthwhile pursuit?
When I first met Kale, she'd never known happiness or youth. But things are different now. Her Elazar being cured was a huge milestone in her life.
Kale is a very sensitive and introverted child. I'm sure you must have noticed that too, Albedo. From the time she's been in my care, I've observed that she's actually a very lively character by nature. But she had a very rough start in life, and it changed her.
So, might I assume that your respective claims of looking for plants and artists in Mondstadt were just pretexts?
I wouldn't say that. Both Kale and Genius Invocation TCG are very important to me.
Would it really kill you to just say yes in this situation?
Fine. Yes, we came out of concern for Kale. She's been back to Mondstadt of her own accord several times, but it has led to no significant improvement in her mood.
Well, it won't hurt to give her some more time. I believe that Sucrose might be able to help her.
Sounds like an extension of your own self-confidence as her teacher.
You could say that. In a similar vein, I've heard that Sumeru scholars often build their social relationships based on their academic ones. Is that true?
I suppose it might look like that from your perspective. Sumeru society is something of a special case. The reason it is known as the City of Learning is because all of its resources are in some way linked to academia. As such, academic resources equate to social capital. It is not unheard of, for example, for people to build a family in order to pursue further studies. But the relationship between the three of us is not an academic one turned social. We've never even worked on a paper together for starters.
We haven't.
Oh, so the academic paper is the nexus of the academic family. Interesting.
I would think of us more as siblings. An equal and pure relationship, unaffected by academic considerations.
As much as I'd prefer not to admit it, that statement is not inaccurate.
I can understand that position. I have a younger sister myself, and it's only natural for me to be protective of her. What you describe fits the idea of a city of learning, as I imagine it. The family is where all social relationships intersect. As such, a family founded on common goals may actually be more stable. By the way, who's the eldest between you?
Let's not go down this rabbit hole, please.
It's him.
In terms of age, I'm the eldest, of course. He just doesn't want to admit it.
But your mental age is younger than that. I dare say even by enough to be the youngest sibling. Perhaps I could bring Kale into this happy family to be your elder sister.
No. You will never see me admit to being the youngest sibling. Except perhaps as a last-ditch effort to turn the tables in a game of cards.
See, that was a way better... I can't put my finger on it. There's just something about a lot of the female characters that they're just kind of bland and boring. Like, a lot of them are very, like, copy-paste personality with, like, a certain trait just more highlighted. Of course, there's a handful that are, like, very different and much more, like, maybe have a more abrasive personality or much more outgoing, but, like, a lot of them have very similar personalities where it's just kind of bland, just having them talk to each other. Although I feel like the men get better character writing in this game. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy.
Guess we'll leave Kale and Sucrose to it. Fingers crossed all goes well for them. Now then, where should we go first?
Oh,
Let's try a look at the bulletin board, shall we?
although to be fair, I do find Sucrose and Kale to both kind of be bland characters to start with, so it's not surprising that their interactions between them are kind of just
A lot of people tend to
exceedingly
show up
mid.
here at some point in the day. Maybe we'll get lucky.
Oh, we're up all night to get lucky, so... Wait, what bulletin board? There's only one I know of, and that's over there, so where's this one bringing us?
Fountain. Hear my wishes.
Oh! Wow, I never noticed this. Even during an event, some of the characters still do their regular,
So many.
regular things.
Windblown Festival. No, I need to.
Alright, let's see. I can't remember if we checked to see if there's a new menu item. No. Damn you! Damn you to hell! Let's take a few seconds off. Oh, wait, here we go. 5. One more. We got it! Sick. Ooh, this one's super not great. All right. Yeah, it's the bamboo shoots, I think, or bamboo seeds. I think, that takes us the most for this one. Alright, 4 more for that one. Oh yeah, because of the mushrooms. Okay, those blue mushrooms we use to level up a character, so I'm not gonna spend it on that. I need to find a good spot to farm those blue mushrooms. Alright, and then that seems to be good for now. Oh, there he is! Yes, yes. Mika? I think is his name?
There's a load of people
Or Miku?
here.
Is his name?
Even Lisa's here.
Oh, it's the boys! We got Bennett.
Hey there, Traveler and Paimon. It's been a while. How have you been?
Okay, for a second I thought his voice was a bit deeper.
You look surprised, cuties. Is it because of me?
Woman, please.
Teacher is not at the usual place.
Oh, please. It's not as if I'm glued to my chair. I like to get out for a little fresh air every once in a while. Mika's here today, so I thought it'd be a good time to introduce him to Bennett and Razor. They're all out and about quite often, so it's helpful for them to get to know one another.
Okay, it was Mika.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mika.
I cannot wait. He's the next character that we're going to be getting, hopefully. And he's the one that has the spear, the, like, crossbow, as well as the spell book for, like, his different moves that he does, which is super cool. I love that that a lot more characters now have a lot more unique looking, like, fight styles, and it's not super bland.
I look forward to working with you.
No need to be so formal. We've known them for ages. They're cool.
Windbloom. Fun?
Actually, we haven't gotten to the fun part yet. We've been busy investigating a prophecy.
A prophecy? What kind?
A good one or a bad one?
It's weird. I can't put my finger on it. Bennett just doesn't sound quite right.
Gosh, that all sounds quite fascinating.
Maybe a little less energetic or
I
something.
made it onto your list of names. You really think I'll be able to help?
Believe in yourself. Right. Believe in yourself. You're a first-rate adventurer, Bennett.
That's it. Don't do him.
Okay, then in that case, I'll step up and present my thoughts on the matter. Except I forgot I'm not really good at organizing my thoughts. Oops.
Yeah, I just can't. Something is up. I can't put my finger on it. And don't tell Bennett he's a first-rate adventurer, all right? Like, we all love Bennett, but that kid is accident-prone, and he will get himself killed.
Oh, there's no need to tell us all of your thoughts right here and now. Sakura said she'll put a mailbox next to the crafting bench, so you can just write down your thoughts when they come to you, and drop them there.
A meticulous and efficient plan.
I will think also. Give me some time.
You still have other people on your list that you need to go see, right? We should leave you to it. Don't worry about us. We'll drop off our letters at the mailbox as soon as we're done.
Okay, bye for now. Let's head over to Star Snatch Cliff next. Maybe we'll be able to find some people there. And even if we don't find any familiar faces, you can see really far from up at the top. Maybe we can find people that way.
Oh, you're working so hard. Do be sure to get some rest when you can. If you get tired, you know you're always welcome to visit me for a break and a cup of tea.
All right. I'm sorry. This has been... It bugged me during that whole thing. We're going to check his voice logs, Bennett's voice logs. Am I crazy? Like, we don't really get to hear him talk too much, but maybe it was just, like, the lack of being, like, energetic in that. Maybe that's what it was, but something sounds off. Oh, for fuck's sake, of course, there's a follow-up thing.
Where
All right.
to next? Let me check my notes. Huh, this way.
Got it. Kale, please follow me.
Oh yeah, I think there's already a Genshin Impact manga that's out. I didn't even realize until the other day. I heard someone like vaguely talk about it. I don't know if they were talking that it is out or it will be out. All right, let's just go. B-boy.
This is your team? Cool. I like the vibe. I'm Bennett, leader of Benny's adventure team. Any chance we could team up? Please?
It's weird. Why? Okay, no, that matches what we just heard, but for some reason I just thought if I could have sworn I remembered him being a lot more.
Let's go find some treasure. No one's joined me on an adventure in ages. Come on, let's go. It always rains when I go on an adventure. Morning. Where's the adventure at today? Whoa, lucky me! Oh, wait. Does that mean I just used all of my good luck for today?
Yeah, I can't. Okay, yeah, it was just me. I was just crazy. Okay. Alright, who's over here? Bandits? Or no? Oh! Oh, wow, a bunch of other characters.
Oh, it's our lucky day. There are several people over there.
Amber? Wow, and Eula's with her too. Oh, it's Sucrose! And Klee also spies the girl with the long scarf.
Kale, we were just talking about you.
Speaking of characters I hate,
Right, I
Klee.
haven't been introduced to Noelle before. Kale, this is Noelle, maid of the Knights of Favonius.
Nice to meet you, Kale. I missed you the last few times you were in Mondstadt, so I'm glad to finally meet you in person.
Oh, nice to meet you too, Noelle. My name is Kale. But you already knew that.
Relax, you two. There's no need to be so courteous. We're not on some kind of diplomatic mission here.
Klee, what are you doing here? Are you planning to blast some fish?
Nope. Klee's on patrol with the other knights.
Huh. Now that you mention it, it looks like everyone here is a Knight of Favonius except for Kale and me.
I'd heard that there was a very young knight in the ranks, but it's still a surprise to see with my own eyes. Kale, what do you do? I'm a trainee forest ranger in the Avidia Forest. Trainee? It means I'm not officially a fully qualified forest watcher yet. I'm still learning.
Oh, you're just like me. I'm still working towards becoming a fully qualified knight.
Technically, though the distinction is hardly relevant right now. This isn't a very formal patrol. We're just chatting.
Don't panic, Kale. Just pick a topic and join the conversation. Don't panic. Whatever you do, don't panic. It's just Amber and her friends. There's no need to be nervous.
Let me guess. Were you chatting about the new guests in town?
Yep, a few folks from Sumeru have come to visit, so we're brainstorming a few nice surprises for them.
Amber!
Sorry, at least I didn't say anything about what the surprises are.
Oh no. How am I supposed to join this conversation now? What do I say to that?
Speaking of nice surprises, we've actually had a fairly big one recently.
What kind of surprise? Tell me! I'm saved. Sucrose is giving me a lead-in. Now, I just need to follow on from what she's already started talking about.
What an interesting prophecy. I have no idea what the answers could be, though.
So essentially, you're gathering information to help you solve the riddles, correct? I'll do my best to help.
Thank you so much, Eula.
Anytime.
There's no need to answer right away. We'll put a mailbox next to the crafting bench for people to drop us a note once they've thought of something.
I'll drop something in there for sure.
Nice idea. I think we can all commit to writing a note. We'll see what we can come up with.
Yep, don't worry, you can count on us. But we do have to finish our patrol first.
What route are you taking today?
We started in the Stormbearer Mountains, and we'll end at the city gates. You'd be very welcome to join us, but it sounds like you're pretty busy with all this.
No. There's always next time. We'll join up with you after we're done working through this prophecy.
Oh, yeah, so, we'll be on our way for now.
See you later. Have a safe trip back. Are you okay, Kale?
Was it that obvious?
yes,
No, not at all.
extremely so.
It just looked like you had something on your mind.
So that means it was obvious.
Whatever is bothering you, you can talk to me about it if you want. I'm happy to help.
Thanks, Sucrose. Well, the truth is, I don't really know how to act around Amber and the others.
Really? I thought you two were good friends.
We are. Amber's a really important friend to me. I don't know. I guess if I'm being completely honest, the problem's probably with me. The first time I came to Mondstadt, I was really immature. I didn't want to let people in, and I was generally pretty awful to everyone. Amber was the one person who didn't give up on me, and if it wasn't for her persistence, I wouldn't have found a friend at all. Without Amber, I might not even be here today. And because of that, I really look up to her. I think of her as my role model, and hoped that maybe one day, I could learn to be like her. But after trying and failing for several years, I think I finally realized. I'm no Amber, and I never will be. Looking back, it seems silly that I ever thought like that. We're nothing alike at all. My personality's so... weird. I always get so anxious and I overthink everything.
Aw, Kale, don't say that.
Sucrose? Would it be okay if I told you a bit about my past?
Absolutely not. Get your emotions out of here, lady. Yeah, I just... I don't know. I don't know why they decided to focus on these two characters. To me, they're like two of the most bland characters in the game. And putting them together doesn't make it more interesting. Double the blandness, double the not fun.
I already knew bits and pieces about her, but still, why did she have to go through all that?
I'm sorry. We've only just met and I'm already dumping all of this on you. This is why I get so frustrated at myself. I'm always doing this. I get into a spiral of self-doubt, and then I end up having to find somewhere to vent it all out.
No, it's fine. I'm really glad that you're willing to tell me all this. People don't open up about their deepest feelings unless they really trust the other person. Don't you think? At least, I think it's kind of an honor. And, I mean... You've probably noticed by now, but I don't have the best social skills either. I always just end up talking about the things I'm interested in, and going on and on. But even so, you still listen to me when I talk my head off about alchemy. It's a relief to listen to you talking about yourself for once. If you hadn't told me all of those things, I never would have guessed that you struggle so much. Honestly, I feel like we're very similar people.
It's almost like we're the same person, almost.
Yeah. Everyone has their own problems to deal with. I certainly do. All the feelings that you talked about just now, I totally get it. It takes so much more effort for us introverts to fit into a crowd. When you were saying about how you try to think about what to say in advance, and you're constantly terrified of saying the wrong thing and making things awkward, I relate to that so much. Oh, and also that part about studying under a genius. In fact, before meeting you, I'd never met anyone who seemed so similar to myself. Oh. I'm not very good at giving words of comfort or anything, and I'm not gonna tell you to just get over it or stop worrying about it. How about we just sit here for a little while? We don't have to force a conversation if we can't think of anything. We can just sit here together.
Sucrose has stopped talking, but for some reason, this doesn't feel awkward at all. Maybe she's right, and we're more similar than I realized. In Sumeru, I always like to find a quiet place to just sit and watch the scenery, but it's always by myself. I never thought there'd be a day when I could do this with someone else by my side. Mondstadt's breeze is so gentle and soft.
Hey, Kale. See that cloud over there? Doesn't it look look like one of my test tubes?
I've never seen one of your test tubes, so...
I don't think so. Sorry.
Then maybe we're not quite on the same wavelength on everything. At least, not when it comes to looking at clouds in the sky.
Thank you, Sucrose. I feel much better after talking to you.
Yeah, it helps a lot, doesn't it? I also vent to my flasks sometimes. The next time I get the chance, I have to show you my Tetratanic Sweet Flower and my Tetratanic Windbloom.
Your Tetra... what?
Two of my favorite things I've made. They're really cool. I think you might like them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you'll definitely have to show them to me sometime.
I brought some crackers with me. You want one? There's cheese flavor or tomato flavor.
Sure. I'll try the cheese one.
Aw, look! They're enjoying the scenery together.
Shall we go play with them? No, it's fine. Let them sit for a while.
We're not what Kale needs right now. She needs a new friend. Someone different who's never met her before.
I don't get it. Is there a difference?
There is. You'll understand once you're a little older, Klee. People can draw different kinds of strength from different kinds of friends. And right now, Kale needs someone that's just not the same old me.
Ooh, some nice little music going on. Meanwhile, as our silent protagonist walks up to the two blandest girls. Such a nice view. I seriously, I keep meaning on looking into this, but is actually having a good gaming computer like beneficial in playing this game in terms of like draw distance and detail? Or does even the PC version have limits on it where it's like, nah, it won't really like allow you to see all the detail off into the distance? Although I'm sure there's gotta be mods for this game. Although, it's gotta be harder to make mods for games that are like, I don't know. I don't know. I've never gotten super into the mod community.
We made it! I'm on hopes we find someone we need here.
The Minecraft-esque mods.
I beg you, please don't let go.
For this game.
Who's that yelling? Let's hurry and take a look.
A soon-to-be victim, perhaps.
Timaeus? And we also have Rosaria and Mona? What kind of mishmash ensemble is this?
Good question. What kind of a motley crew is this?
It's Adventurer and Paimon.
Wild traveler.
Alright, to be fair, we're looking on how to make a fucking flower, and we're having all these conversations that, like, nothing to do with this.
You two are looking pretty good. I trust you've been well.
Yep, we're definitely faring a lot better than this poor guy on the ground.
Hey, please don't rub salt in my wound. I really have been trying my best.
I really do wish.
Talk. If this sister hadn't grabbed you in time, then you'd have been seriously hurt, if not dead.
I seriously do wish that they'd go back and redesign some of the NPC characters, especially in the earlier, in Mondstadt and Liyue, since they looked, especially in Mondstadt, a lot of them look pretty shitty. It's like, just redesign them with just like that little extra level of detail that makes them like look less generic. Just like, even if it's adding just a little extra detail to their clothing or something, He's like, this guy, he actually pops up quite a bit throughout the whole like Sucrose and Albedo stories. So it's like, he would be a good one to redesign just a little bit. Kind of like how they did the redesigns for Jean's costume. It's like, just do that for this guy. Make him stick out a little bit more.
I know. I really am grateful, miss. I can't thank you enough.
Like, for example, maybe give him like a little satchel with like a spell book in it or something. Something like that.
Literally. And had she not lent him a hand and pulled him up, he would have gone tumbling down the cliffside.
What happened? Did Timaeus almost fall off the cliff?
Well, so what actually happened was I came to Star Snatch Cliff today to pick some flowers and ran into Mona on the way. She took a look at her scry glass and advised me to turn back because it would be dangerous.
But you still came up here anyway?
Well, yes, I did, because there's something I just had to do.
God, I'm an idiot. Of course, I just looked up Genshin Impact mods, and it's not a surprise what like all of them are. They're freaking clothing and body mods for all the characters. I'm looking for like scenery and graphics. Not the Hella Booba mod. Ooh. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna need to look into that. Some of this is like really nice, like really ups the lighting and some of the render quality. Shit. I need to look into that. I've been playing this game for 3 years and I never once looked into like the mods. Mainly because like one, I knew there gotta be like fucking weird ass like not safe for work body mods for most of the characters. But the actual backgrounds and stuff like that would be super nice. Yeah, I'm not 100, like, I know vaguely how modding works, but I don't know how it varies from game to game. But yeah, goddamn, some of these look pretty nice. Or scenery.
I hardly think giving flowers to your crush is worth throwing one's life away for.
It's rare to run into someone with a death wish in this area.
I don't have a death wish. I just didn't think it would really come true. I mean, when Mona said it would be dangerous, I thought I'd be fine as long as I watched my step cautiously. I'm sorry, okay? I was wrong.
But seriously, how the fuck do you almost fall off of a cliff? And like this cliff in particular, it's not like you're like a ledge path that you have to like hug the wall to get across. It's a giant fucking mountain where one half is completely safe and the other half is just a complete fall.
I'm telling you, I'm just here chasing the love of my life. Love-struck Mondstadters is what the Windbloom Festival's all about.
Okay, that explains you. But why is Rosaria here?
I was looking for a quiet place to escape the crowds. I wasn't planning on having to save a life along the way.
So that's why the scryglass just showed danger instead of fatal danger.
Very funny. Anyway, Traveler and Paimon, what brings the two of you to Star Snatch Cliff?
Just trying our luck. We've got a lot of people we need to see today, so we've been all over the place. Actually, you're some of the people we were looking for.
You know, I do wish that the main character just had like both of them just had their own names, so like they didn't always have to do the whole Traveler. It's like, no, just give me a name. I mean, like, you don't even let our character talk 99% of the time, so just give us that so it actually feels like they're a character in the story. And I know like part of it's supposed to be like, oh, you're supposed to be invested in your character and whatnot, but it's like, it doesn't work. All right, no. Like, look at Link from Zelda. Like, he's a silent protagonist like vast majority of the time in the super rare occasions where he does talk, but he actually has a name and a character and personality, where here a lot of that quote-unquote character or personality kind of comes with interaction with Paimon, or like the alleged like, oh, here's two options for things you could say, but let's face it, it doesn't matter which one we say because the person might say a extra sentence or something, but other than that, it's like the same outcome. So it's like, stop trying to give the illusion of being like the character in the world. Just like have them be a character and not just a stepping stone for like you as the player. It's ridiculous. Anyway, my rant over. Moving on.
Huh?
Boring story. Let's continue.
Huh, I see. So all we'll need to do is find some clues, make a note, and drop it off at the mailbox?
I can't believe there's a prophecy like this, let alone that I have a part to play in it. Oh, I guess this means everyone will find out about my crush now. I came here because I wanted to give some Cecilias to the girl I love. They'll really suit her. She's...
No, no one asked. Please, do not subject us to your gushing about your girlfriend.
You saw right through me.
You said you need clues, right? Well, in that case, Mona Magistus the astrologist will provide you with a personally handwritten letter. Just wait for it to show up in your mailbox.
You can be on your way now. We won't keep you any longer.
Alright, then let's head back for now and meet up with everyone else.
Will do. This is all so embarrassing. Thank you both.
Might as well pick a bunch of these flowers since we're up here. I honestly don't know what they'd be used for. Cooking, or if it's for one of the characters, I can't quite remember, but we do not come up here often. Oh wait, is this still here? Oh, wait, who the fuck are you? Whoa, hold on, look at your armor. Who are you? What? Am I insane? I do not ever remember seeing this guy around, let alone him having, like, actual armor on. Because I do remember, like, 2 kids that were up here and a guy that's supposed to be watching him who's kind of a little distance away. But I do not remember that guy having armor on and stuff. Although that was, like, 2 or 3 years ago, to be fair, so... It was quite a bit ago. Alright. Just keep finding patches of 3. Meanwhile, let's head back to town. It's like this entire chapter was us talking about other characters, then seeing those other characters, explaining how we were talking about those other characters and might need their help. Like, this was the most minimum of progression of this story. It started out as, how do we make this flower? And so far this whole thing is talking to people that don't know how or how they relate to it about making this flower. It's like there hasn't even really been progression so far in our, like, end goal. But let's check the box. Check it in the box.
We're back! Oh, but it looks like you two beat us.
Welcome back. Did everything go well?
Yep, we managed to find and talk to everybody.
We got back a little early, so we took some time just now to put the mailbox together. We got really lucky today. The vendors were feeling super generous, so we didn't even need to pay for the materials. It's just a shame that Kale got a splinter.
Don't worry about me. I'm used to working in the rainforest. I get splinters all the time. I've already taken care of it.
We've already wrapped up everything on our to-do list for today. So, all we need to do now is wait for everyone's letters to arrive. Traveler, Paimon, why don't you get some rest while I keep an eye on the mailbox?
You're definitely your master's student, Sucrose. As long as you or Albedo are around, Paimon can relax and know that everything's taken care of.
Stop. You're embarrassing me.
Wait. Actually, there's one thing that still needs taking care of. Paimon's starving. Hey, Traveler, you want to get dinner? Your treat.
I'll go with Sucrose to return the leftover materials to the vendors. You two, go get a proper meal. We can't have anyone going hungry.
Yeah, now would be a good time for a break. Once everything is ready, let's meet up here again and collate all the information we've gathered.
Sounds like a plan.
Who are you? Oh, is she the woman that what's-his-face is in love with?
Paimon will have this one, and this one, ooh, and this one. Hey, Paimon's really hungry! And don't forget, Paimon's also ordering for you, too. It's not like Paimon's gonna eat everything by herself.
Oh, sorry, hit X. Jeez, once again, I just thought it was a loading screen, so I was just like not paying attention.
Ooh, Paimon is super full.
Is everything packed up and ready? What do you think about meeting up at 5 to go to my house?
Yes, everything's ready. I've packed some great wine and smoked ham. Oh, your parents will love it.
Ham? Look, we've known each other for quite some time now. Don't you think it's been long enough for you to remember that we only eat bacon in my house?
Ham is a kind of bacon. I would argue.
I must remember to get some milk today on my way home.
Much more disappointing form of bacon, but still.
Visit to Cat's Tail anytime.
Enjoying the scenery?
Ham is the Canada of the bacon world.
Oh, Tone-Deaf Bard! Are you here for some food as well?
Oh, I can put something on your tab? Well, that's a pity. I already had a few drinks before coming here.
Ooh.
I shall take you up on your kind offer another day. There should be no shortage of opportunities in the future. Anywho, you should be getting ready to thank me. I come bearing good news.
I'm sure you think so.
What kind of good news?
Behold!
What is it?
It's what you need the most right now. The answer to the prophetic puzzle. Simply head to the location marked on the map and you'll find the lantern you've been looking for. However, if I were you, I wouldn't just go and reveal the secret right away. As you've seen, a lot of people have been laboring hard to uncover the answer. A secret is like a well-aged brew. The aroma from the bottle is sweetest when revealed in the company of friends. Then it's settled. I'll leave you to your business for now. Feel free to find me for a chat again once you're done working through the prophecy. Also, if you have some time, we could organize another fast-track love poem class.
Oh, you're starting that up again?
I sure am. Nobody else has signed up this year, though, so the duty to learn falls on you. Anyway, see you later.
Benti always looks so relaxed whenever we run into him. Paimon can't help but be jealous.
Excuse me, if you don't mind, could I chat with you for a moment?
Okay, mystery woman.
Who are you?
You may call me Scarlet.
Oh, she's from, what's her place?
You, I'm a traveler visiting Mondstadt from another land.
Same land as the Fatui. I can never remember the homeland of the Fatui.
Leaving the door open for another time, I see. I can tell that you've dealt with a lot of people during your travels.
You can tell? Well, we are very experienced adventurers after all.
Oh wait, was it Shneznaya, the name of the country?
I can. That's why I tried to strike up a
Thanks.
conversation with you in the first place. I was on my way to go shopping earlier when I overheard your conversation next to the crafting bench. From what I could gather, you are trying to investigate a bizarre prophecy?
See.
Yep, bizarre is definitely the word.
Don't you think it sounds just like the kind of story that would happen in Mondstadt? Anyway, that's why I wanted to ask you a favor. If and when you manage to unravel the answer to the prophecy, could you let me know what it is? Not so much the prophecy itself, but Mondstadt as a nation. That's what I'm interested in. I was born in a distant land, but I have family and friends who once lived in Mondstadt for a long time. They said that it's a great place full of fairy tales and romance and recommended that I come for a visit. As it happens, someone I know has an anniversary coming up soon. So I figured this would be a good time to come here and see all the sights that she once saw.
What do you think about Mondstadt so far?
It certainly lives up to its name as the city of romance and freedom.
We think so too.
So, about the prophecy. Thank you. You're very friendly. It's been a real pleasure to meet you. I'll leave it to you then. Hope you continue to enjoy the city and have a wonderful day.
She definitely isn't dressed like a local, huh? Where do you think her hometown could be?
Please find me a flower that is not of this world, and a guide who will never get lost. Find me one who would never lie, as well as a legend that never ends.
Is this gonna take a surprisingly action-based turn? Oh, okay, sorry. I thought it was one of the black coats of like there's an embassy for Snezhnaya here, and some of the people that are there have like those masks and those long coats. I thought that was one of them overlooking at her.
I never thought I'd have someone secretly following me, even in a free city like Mondstadt. Good day to you, miss.
I'm guessing she might be the girl that What's-His-Nuts is in love with, maybe? It's just like, why else would you mention that he's in love with someone and all that? The next day. Alright, hold on. There was also something in an event. Looks like it's new. Oh, duh, it's just the next part. Oh, there is a gift though. So it's like, oh, okay. I mentioned this before. Some of the rewards for this was the weapon, and I saw a gift, and I thought the gift box went with the weapon as its like level up item. And then I just kind of forgot about it. So shit, what would that gift be? Hold on, let's... Alright, 8 o'clock. Time travel? It's a small detail, but I really like how the ring around it is like a rainbow color that goes all the way around.
It's time! It's time! Let's go meet Sucrose and Kale at the crafting bench!
Alright, in 2 seconds. I want to see... Okay, I want to go here. I still need to get a few more blue tickets. I need to have 300 total to get these 3. I think that's all I'm really looking for. Anything else is just extra. Crowns. I almost have 20 crowns. I have not been actively trying to get crowns since I hit 12 of those, and I'm already up to 19. I am clearly not like burning them up. So Oh, it's a pain in the ass grabbing some of these. I'm trying to think. I have been trying to... I only have like 2, maybe 1 or 2 more level ups with Dayluk, and then I'm completely done with like all of his different kinds of level ups except for his constellation. And I think he uses the shield, and I need like a bunch of them. Wait. I'm sorry. I'm doing a bunch of bullshit. And yeah, recently kind of feels like the first 2 acts are an equal length, but then the 3rd act is something that's kind of like more of a resolution and shorter. So we'll see if that happens here. All right, it's here. Yeah, look at that constellation. We got 2 duplicates, so that's not that bad for a 5-star, especially since like we normally don't get any duplicates of any of the 5 stars. But we have still quite a few left. And then as you can see here, we have... Oh, it's just one more level up that we need. Oh yeah, and I need 6 more gold shields. I should be able to make at least 2 more from the blue books that we got. These ones I could probably craft some more, and this one I could easily just get. That fight is super easy. And then we will have him all done, which it's surprising that these cap out at a level 10, because I know some characters cap out quite a bit higher. And yeah, we're already at max level 90 as well. Friendship level 10. We're besties. I'm not trying to brag or anything, but you know, we're pretty tight.
Hey, we're here!
Traveler, Paimon, great timing. We got a lot of letters in the mailbox, and I just finished sorting them into 4 groups.
You know me, I don't like name dropping people, but me and Dayluk are pretty tight.
Nice work!
Some might even say our friendship level is like, you know, 10 or something like that.
Well, the real work hasn't even started yet. Which batch of letters should we read through first?
It's not a big deal, but I do have his like background nameplate card, but whatever. Alright, start. Are we actually going to have any kind of crafting involved, or is it just going to be story? We figured it out and then we made it. Okay. Take a look at the clue board and read the letters.
Hey, we're here!
Traveler, Paimon, great timing. We got a lot of letters in the mailbox, and I just finished sorting them into 4 groups.
Nice work!
Well, the real work hasn't even started yet. Which batch of letters should we read through first?
Hey, we're here!
Oh wait, no, sorry. Oh, that's how we... Oh.
Traveler, Paimon.
I keep on thinking it's something different, but... No, it just keeps re-triggering the same cutscene. Board. There we go. Jesus Christ, they wrote a bunch of letters. Hold on, I think I missed the first one here. Yeah, I did. Alright. I think I have to read at least 1 letter per each. And personally, I've never been a fan of games where it's like, cool, to solve this, you need to read like these series of letters. It's like, I don't, like... I just find that style of gameplay or like puzzle solving just so fucking boring. I wish it was more of like a series of conversations which would actually lead to like a logical conclusion that you can like figure out where it's like, wait, this person said that they were over here doing this, but then this other person said that they saw him over in this other spot during that same time. Like, kind of like reasonable deduction kind of stuff. It's like, I prefer that kind of like puzzle solving with people than having to read through a bunch of people's letters or books or whatever. Like that, it's reading. It's fucking boring. This is why I play video games. To neglect the real world. And reading. We want big explosion. Voulez-vous poupoucher avec moi? Alright, we haven't talked to Kale.
Let me quickly summarize what we found out about a flower that is not of this world. Tainari believes that on closer examination it might be logically paradoxal, while Albedo says that his answer would be better discussed at length in person. As for my answer, I think a clock in the shape of a flower would constitute one that is not of this world.
Here's what we've gathered regarding a guide who will never get lost. Mona said that she'd like to join us in uncovering the secret behind the prophecy, while Bennett suggests Fischl, Mona, or the Traveler as potential candidates. Mika didn't submit much, but he did draw a vegetation map for Master Tainari and wrote up a dragon spotting calendar for Sino.
A dragon spotting calendar?
Amber also wrote in. She said that she sees herself as nobody's guide, but everybody's friend.
As for one who would never lie, Rosaria removed herself from consideration, but both Razor and Sino are willing to support us in our search. Timaeus seems to have forgotten to write to us.
I think Timaeus might be the one that figures this out.
This is what we've gathered on a legend that never ends. Kali said that her mom has a number of friends who like to write storybooks.
Wait a minute. Okay. Maybe the guide is less literal and it's more of like a figurative thing and it's referring to the heart. And Timaeus was trying to get that flower for the woman he loved. So maybe your heart is supposed to be your guide and the never-ending thingy is supposed to be love. So the flower that they'd want is the flower up on the cliff? That's making some logical jumps there, but like there's no other reason to really have Timaeus in this story unless like I said, they do integrate him quite a bit whenever Sucrose and Albedo show up, which I do appreciate them introducing background characters to be more mainstay and not just throwaway one-time use characters. But maybe I'm emphasizing him too much.
Nisa believes that legends live forever in people's hearts.
In the legend of that flower, so.
For a legend to be never-ending, it has to be filled with hopes and dreams, and actively pass from one person to the next.
So, what are the answers to the 4 riddles then?
Yeah, I think Timaeus might have accidentally solved it.
Paimon, I bet you can figure it all out in no time.
Which luckily we picked up a shitload of those flowers.
Let's all share our thoughts on what we think the answers might be.
Have you ever played the game Kingdom Hearts? It's obviously the power of friendship. My heart is my guiding key, motherfucker, alright?
Wait! Wait for me!
Oh, Timaeus! What brings you here?
Dude, he's figured it out. Come on.
I really am. The time just got away from me and I didn't get around to writing that letter. However, I'm happy to announce that I think I can be the one who would never lie.
Huh? This is kinda sudden. Not that we don't trust you, Timaeus, but, could you elaborate a little after you catch your breath?
Of course, of course.
Yeah, they keep looking for people when it comes to the one who may never lie, but I think it might be less of like an actual person, and it's more of like your heart kind of situation, which I know is like cheesy and totally like that Kingdom Hearts shit, but I'm on board with it, so.
Do you still remember the time I, collaborated with a certain Miss Ying-R? Well, basically, she helped me out a lot with my research into potion making once, and, well, we've stayed in touch through letters ever since.
Oh, is that the woman then?
Wait, so Ying-R is the girl from Liyue that Sucrose mentioned earlier? We always assumed you were hard at work every time we saw you at the crafting bench, So you've just been writing letters to Ying-ar the whole time?
No, well, I mean, not all the time. I've done some work too. And anyway, our correspondence covers a lot of serious topics, like perfumes, potions, alchemy. Anyway, a few months ago, I made a vow to the heavens that I will be true to myself and never utter an insincere word until the day that I've managed to win Miss Ying-ar's heart.
So, at Star Snatch Cliff, you were picking Cecilia's as a gift for Ying-ar?
Well, that's right. The Cecilia flower is said to represent a once wayward heart, transformed by the power of love. I couldn't think of a better flower to give than that. I know full well that Miss Ying-ar is far more knowledgeable than I in both the ways of the world and the ways of our craft, but I thought I should make the effort for once and put myself out there. Which brings me to the subject of the last few days and the Windbloom Festival. I thought it was time for me to invite Miss Ying-ar to Mondstadt. But yesterday, Albedo told me that Sucrose has been working hard to help another girl achieve her dream.
Huh?
And when I went to take a look at our roster, I saw that she'd done my remaining work for me. I feel incredibly guilty. I've been spending all of my time in my own fantasy world while everyone else has been bending over backwards to help other people. How could I ever hope to be worthy of Miss Ying-ar's love if I'm so selfish?
Oh, Timaeus.
And that's why I've decided to join you.
But then what about Ying-ar?
Yeah, haven't you been planning this for over a month now? You said you were gonna invite her to Mondstadt.
Well, yes, I did mention in my letters that I'd like her to visit, which is why I just sent her another gift with my hand-picked Windblooms, along with a handwritten letter. I explained that a matter of great importance has presented itself to which I must devote my full attention for the time being. As soon as it's resolved, I'll make haste to Liyue to pick her up in person. I made sure to package the gift and letter with the greatest care. All I can do now is hope that she'll understand. Point being, please know that I sincerely want to support you in this endeavor. Plus, I think I'm an honest person. As far as I recall, I don't think I've told a single lie in my life.
Well, you certainly convinced Paimon with that speech. Don't worry, Timaeus. We won't let your determination go to waste.
Thank you, Timaeus.
Ah, thank you, everyone. I promise to do everything I can to help.
Dago agrees.
Okay, so it looks like we found our one who would never lie.
Great! Let's keep it up. On to the other three.
Okay, I might have been off on my thing, but hey, we're still...
Okay, Paimon will do the honors. Ahem. We have with us here the flower, the guide, the legend, and Timaeus.
Loser!
Say Timaeus' name. You should say my name too.
All right. We also have Klee.
That's me!
With Klee here, this all somehow feels like we're getting ready for a field trip.
There's nothing wrong with a more relaxed atmosphere, is there? Of course. We will soon see if my hypothesis has any merit.
Actually, I'm still feeling a little nervous.
Me too.
But weren't you all fired up just a moment ago?
Yeah, you're right. Okay, let's do this.
Actually, I'm a little worried too. Deep breaths. Deep breaths.
Oh, wait, shit. I'm sorry, this came out of nowhere. Like, I'm having a lot of time to think over these fucking long-ass conversations. Sucrose, she's like that, I can't remember if they have an exact race name, but she's part, like, beast steel because of her ears. Similar to Ningguang, as well as the Shrine Maiden who's friends with the Shogun. The Shrine Maiden, she's lived for hundreds of years, right? And I'm pretty sure Ningguang has well. So, wouldn't Sucrose... Is Sucrose like hundreds of years old? I just thought of that because I never really think of her because I always forget she has those ears for some reason. So at this up close shot, I was like, oh shit, wait, she has those ears. Does that mean she's been around for like hundreds of years, or is she still like technically young in her like race, and they do live like a very long time? But here's the thing, it's like, are the other ones that we know of exceptions, or is that the standard? Because we haven't really, I'd say we still haven't ran into too many other races and have their races be actually fully explained. Unlike, well, what's your lifespan? Some of you seem to live like for a few hundred years, while the other ones don't really mention that. So, are they exceptions to the rule, or are they just like standard? Need to figure that out. And same with Klee, she's got like the elf kind of ears, and it's like, well then, you're another race on top of that as well, so. I wonder if anyone's done a breakdown of the different races in this game. Because, yeah, there's like the animal types, but I don't know if like Sucrose and the Shrine Maiden are the same type or just similar, or if Ganyu, if she would be part of like the same like race family, or if she'd be like something separate altogether. I guess she has horns instead of ears. Just like a lot of questions about the different races in this world, especially since like most of the places the predominant race is humans, and like the animal races seem to be like very secondary and sparse, so it's hard to figure out all the information about them. Anyways, that just popped in my head when I saw her ears. Moving on.
I know what you're feeling. Saying anything becomes so much harder when there are so many people watching.
Well, does anyone know the exact location of where we're headed, or should I do a reading on my class?
According to the prophecy, once we've figured out the answer, we should test it at the Lantern of Utmost Joy. Wait, but where is this lantern?
Oh, we know something about that.
What?
Wow, that's amazing. You really know how to do everything under the sun.
Then we'll let you lead the way.
This is it! We're off to find the sacred location of the Lantern of Utmost Joy!
Oh wow, okay, that's actually kind of far away. Wait, what? I would have not figured that location. I'm trying to think, what the hell's is? I don't really think of anything that's up there. I know there's like a cave, another cave that's nearby. Lantern of Utmost Joy. What the fuck could it? Unless it's something new that they added. And you know what they never did use, like, if you remember when we first started this game, like 3 years ago, there is a small island that's not marked on the map that you can swim to, or like you can...
According to the map, it should be somewhere around here.
You can use your like ice ability to get out to. It'd be interesting if they actually brought that back and used it
Should be right up ahead.
for one of these events, because I don't think they've ever actually used it outside of that super short like side quest.
Aww, I don't see any lanterns here. Now that I think about it, the prophecy didn't say anything about what the Lantern Utmost Joy actually looks like, right? Maybe we've overlooked something?
Traveler, are you trying to figure out something else from the paper?
Paimon's reading too! Huh?
Starry Constellation?
To look up. But there's nothing above us! The wind didn't trick us, did it? Place the squirrel on the back of the pointy-eared cat and a pious puppy will open the doors to show you the way. Huh. Paimon read the whole thing out loud, but nothing's happening.
Look! Look! The wind is blowing!
What a strong wind current. Let's ride it up and see where it leads us.
Huh? We'll have to fly up there? Can someone carry me with them?
Here.
Oh, this would be cool if they added a little extra to this area. Oh, dude, yeah, let's get some, like... Oh, that would totally work.
This is the first time I've ever flown like this!
It'd be cool if they kept this here. Because, yeah, this is Mondstadt. It's supposed to be wind-related, so, yeah, let's get a little, like, extensions on this area by having some, like, little floating islands off the coast. That'd be super dope. That'd be a great way to expand this region.
How did this little island get up here in the sky? Did somebody make it?
Oh, dude, that would be really cool for, like, a month-long event where, like, oh, here's, like, a floating castle or something, and it comes over Mondstadt once every, like, few years or something to kind of explain why we've never seen it before. And it's, like, this nice, like, extra area you can go to for a limited time event. But it's, like, it's, like, way up in the sky, and it's kind of, like, I don't know, in like, a wind current, so it's, like, always moving around the world. Or something. That would be super dope. It could just, and they could explain it like, oh yeah, during the Archon fight, like, bits of land were, like, flung up into the air and got stuck in, like, the upper atmosphere or something. Or, like, got stuck in, like, these super strong currents up in the air or something. That would be a dope way to explain it, and honestly, I'd believe it. There's a bunch of weird magic shit that happens in this world. Why not?
Just to be safe, I've been jotting down our entire route here. This way, no one will get lost.
Oh, good thinking, Kale! Huh. Who would have thought we'd find this kind of table here? Weird. It's almost as if someone was holding a tea party.
I never would have guessed that such a place could exist. Right above Mondstadt, too.
Wow, look at that pretty lantern on the table. There's even a chair for each side of the lantern, too.
There seems to be something on the back of this chair. Let me have a closer look. Take your seat, present your answers, and you shall reach enlightenment. Well, as far as instructions go, I guess that's simple enough.
So we just need to do as it says, right?
Wait a second.
Huh? What is it, Albedo?
We'd better make sure this place is safe before taking our seats. Everyone, please stay clear for a moment.
Oh, cool.
Well, all our questions and doubts aside, the scenery here is pretty amazing. It'd be impossible to feel stressed here.
I'm sorry, I just found a cool video that's like this is obvious that there's probably a bunch of videos like this where it shows the comparison of like the 3.4 update to the 3.5 update, and it shows all the different things that they changed, including like some architectural stuff too and color stuff that they changed between them. It's like, shit, I should look at that. I should regularly remember to do that whenever there's like a big update.
How is everything, Albedo?
Sneezing.
Everything seems to be fine. I didn't find any traps or suspicious mechanisms. But I also couldn't find any overt destructive devices.
Huh? What do you mean?
Well, it seems that wrong answers won't have any catastrophic consequences. Looks like we'll have to sit on these chairs and fulfill the prophecy. Everyone, I would like to suggest that we try some risky answers on our first attempt. Let's reserve our most confident answers for the second round.
kind of smart. But why?
Ah, I get what he means. If we do as he says, then we may be able to figure out how the puzzle works.
I see! That makes a lot of sense.
Mona, is there something wrong? You're not looking too good.
Oh, are you hungry? I brought some snacks.
Thank you for offering, Klee, but that's not quite it. While Albedo was checking just now, I gave my scryglass a spin hoping to find some information. But there's a strange aura to this place. It's almost as if someone has been staring at me as soon as we stepped foot in here. But if nothing here has actually been physically tampered with, then... no. Could that person be...
What do you mean, Mona? Who could it be?
Never mind. It's not like I've got any proof.
Don't leave us on the edge like this, Mona.
I'll just do what Albedo said.
Yes. Let's test the hypothesis together, Klee.
Come on, join us, Mona.
Oh, all right.
Okay, then I'll answer the first question. If someone were to ask me to find a flower that is not of this world...
You can do it, Sucrose!
Then I would fetch a tetragenic sweet flower.
Alright, I'm up next. My part of the prophecy is to find a guide who will never get lost.
Kale, I hope you found your answer.
My answer is that I will be that guide. For a long time, I have been guided by others. It's taken me a while, but I finally made it to where I am today. Although I still haven't made a name for myself, and I'm still quite immature, I would still like to put my name forward. Because I want to help others the same way Amber, Master Tighnari, Cyno, and everyone else helped me. Now it's my turn to pass on the gift that I've been given.
All right. It's up to me to answer the third part. I'll submit myself as one who would never lie. Although I've never really had any other virtues or talents, I'm confident that I've always been an honest person. I'd like to thank everyone, too, for giving me this opportunity to validate myself.
And last but not least, I will answer the final part of the prophecy. There's no tale more befitting the title of a legend that never ends than our fates as human beings.
Wait! The lantern just lit up! Whoa! All four sides of the lantern are glowing!
Huh? But...
Kale, could I ask you to stand up for a second?
Oh, alright.
Huh? What's going on? Why is it lighting up regardless of who's sitting in the chair? Didn't it say we have to answer all the questions correctly?
It's pretty clear now, isn't it? We've just proven that there is no right answer for this prophecy.
No right answer? But how could that be?
Although the instructions had come from an old and enigmatic prophecy, it is in fact nothing like the ancient mechanism that we had all imagined it to be. I believe the lantern only serves as a simple signal.
And to think, I never expected you to actually find this place.
What? There's someone else here?
We meet again, traveler.
Bum.
You're that Outlander we met the other day at Good Hunter!
It's all thanks to you that I was able to find this place. Good thing that you were too preoccupied with the prophecy to notice someone tailing you from the shadows.
Okay, maybe she's evil.
Oh, is that so? Then, why do I spy yet another person following in your shadow?
Wait, really?
I can't remember. Have we come across
There's no
her?
need for pleasantries. You should know I'm here for you.
Is it just because I'm a visitor from abroad?
I was there when you snuck your way into Marjorie's place.
So you had your eyes on me even then, huh? That was 2 whole weeks ago, you know.
It's hard not to notice you when I'm on duty every day.
All right. In that case, I'll admit it. I was the person who slipped this prophecy into the storybook.
Oh.
Huh? But why? Then, does that mean this wasn't a real prophecy after all?
Don't worry. Even though you probably have plenty of reservations about me, you can be sure that the prophecy is genuine. In fact, many of you here today may have heard the code name of the one who left the prophecy to me. She hailed from an ancient assembly of powerful women, each of whom used a single letter to signify themselves.
Who would have guessed? It seems that power was indeed left behind by the old hag after all.
Ah, so you're B's student. It's an honor to meet you. I am Scarlet, the successor of Jay.
Well, what are you talking about?
It's a long story, but I'm not quite sure that I'm the best person to tell it. Since you've all spent so much time and energy trying to decipher this prophecy, you must also be very interested in the secret behind this lantern, no? The lantern has already been lit. Now then, please allow me to disturb your happy peace.
Huh. Why did this little thing just light up? How strange.
Hello? On the other side of the lantern. Can you hear me over there?
Mom?
Why? God damn it.
Oh, I hear many youthful voices.
Why are so many things that happen in this goddamn place leads back to Klee's mom? So, like, this is like the 4th time some mystery shits happen and a mysterious voice shows up and then that mysterious voice is Klee's mom.
Madam, I am Scarlet, the successor of Jay.
Oh, since we've last gathered, Jay's successor has already become so reckless and bold. Unbelievable.
Wait. Why are you talking just like the old hag?
Old hag? Who would dare say that? Is that Mona?
Who are you? Who dares imitate my master?
And what of imitation and mimicry? It has always been a fool's errand to mimic and learn from humanity.
Aunt Alice, I'm here too.
Mom, why are you trying to talk like other people?
So I see everyone's here. Well then, my warmest greetings, everyone.
Miss Alice, why would you...
Well, it's been many years since this lantern last lit up. You can't blame me for thinking that one of the old friends from my youth may have decided to catch up again.
Why she sounds so coy all of a sudden?
And if I recall correctly, we left this lantern in the care of the Animo Archon Barbados. You must be commended for uncovering an artifact entrusted to the god of wind himself. Tell me, are you sitting around my beloved tea party table?
It's a really long table.
Oh, so you are. I suppose this means even the Animo Archon has granted you entry to this place. Was all of this Scarlet's doing?
Wait. Paimon's completely lost now. So what was this assembly you were talking about earlier?
Oh, Miss Alice, would it be all right to leave the explanation of that to you?
Well, you should be rewarded for making it all the way up here and activating the lantern. Now then, let me tell you a long and ancient story.
Okay. They posted this a few days ago.
Circle. As the spooky name suggests, it's a secret society. Once upon a time, it even challenged the Animal Archon himself. But he replied, "Let us make music, not war, and resolve our conflicts through song." From then on, the mages would only ever convene in the woods, in the skies, or on the edges of cliffs. At these tea parties, they discussed their stories and secrets and resolved their differences, as the tea and cakes bore witness to their pledge never to fight amongst themselves.
Yesterday, I snuffed out the life of my beloved. He had grown old and was extremely sick. He loved me dearly, so I took his fate in my hands and ended his pain.
I'm raising a son. Of all the children I had, he's the only one left.
Oh, shit!
But I suppose that still makes me a mother.
My lifespan is nothing compared to yours, so I wish to leave you with my storybook. Actually, maybe you can pass it on to your children one day.
Oh, this looks interesting. Let me scry.
My dear sisters, we mustn't let prophecies threaten our bonds of friendship. Even the most frightening witch was once a little girl, and growing up can be so tough. Sometimes we all need to vent our troubles to the wind. Even if the nations go to war, or the sky falls down, the mages' tea parties shall forever be held around this table.
Okay, so I think I know who all of them are, except for the first one that snuffed out the lover's life.
That's where the legendary mages held their meetings.
That's right. We often met here to chat and have tea.
Then, what about the part saying that if we light the lantern of utmost joy, we'd receive a supreme blessing?
About that. I never expected anyone other than Jay to actually read the full contents of that prophecy. It's a little embarrassing. The truth is, that prophecy was actually just a letter that we sent to Jay as a group the day before her wedding.
So it was indeed written by all of you.
I must thank you for resisting the urge to immediately reveal the truth to everybody, Albedo. Knowing you, you probably figured out everything the moment you laid eyes on the message.
No, it took me a little longer than that.
A flower that is not of this world, a guide who will never get lost, one who would never lie, and a legend that never ends. These 4 descriptions signify 4 individual mages. When a member of the organization had to leave the group to spend the rest of her days with her beloved, the other mages would write down this prophecy and send it to her to invite her for a final get-together. A flower that is not of this world signifies, of course, flowers that do not naturally exist in this world. This is the signature of our full name, Rhine-daughter, also known as Gold. If there's anyone in this world who could create a flower species that does not yet exist, it would be her. The guide who will never get lost is N, otherwise known as Nicole. You may not have encountered her yet, but she is a truly extraordinary woman who has made this world's direction and order her subject of study. Some of you may be fortunate enough to have already heard her voice. Like a prophetess, she will only speak to guide people toward the truth when a change has occurred in the world. She has a tendency to suddenly speak in someone's mind without any warning.
Oh, okay. So, we had that happen to us at the Golden Apple Archipelago event last summer, but that was Klee? No, that wasn't Klee. That was, what's her face? Oh, I can never remember her name. The Dendro Archon. That was her talking to us. Then we did all that, and then at the end of that arc, someone else talked into her mind. And I don't think it was her again. So it could have been this woman. I'm assuming they're just telling us. I feel that's a little bit lame, and it's just like, oh, so you just happened to tell us the answer to that question of the thing that like just happened to us. It's like, Dude.
If one day you would be unfortunate enough to run into a truly dangerous situation, she may use her voice to guide the way forward for you.
Yeah, because we heard that voice in our mind after Nahida, that's right. After Nahida erased her former self from the timeline. And I'm assuming that counts as like it was way too on the nose. Sometimes she talks in people's minds after the world makes a massive shift. I don't know, maybe like a god erasing their former self or something, main character. It's like a little too heavy-handed on telling us who it was.
Who would have guessed that there are so many mysterious women in this world and that they would all know each other?
The one who would never lie is me. I hope no one would take offense. It's just that I, Alice, or A for short, have always had a soft spot for those with sincerity and candor. As for a legend that never ends, you may not know M in person, but you've likely encountered one of her works. Have any of you ever read The Boar Princess?
Huh? I'm pretty sure every child in Mondstadt has read that book.
It's also one of my favorite stories. M was an exceptional human writer who used her prose to teach me the meaning of grief. Don't you think such a person would deserve a seat at the mage's table?
Paimon's getting more and more lost.
It may sound hard to believe, but I can attest to everything that Alice has said. Jay was also a mortal who aged and passed on, leaving her title to her students and followers. Alice, you've never acknowledged any of Jay's successors. It's now been centuries since the first of us took on her mantle. I've always wanted to meet you.
No one has.
Do you also want to become a mage?
Title aside, I think I'm more interested in the meaning and purpose of the Hexen Circle. I used to think that the Hexen Circle was a group of women who could control the very fate of this world. But now, I've seen for myself that besides Jay, many other ordinary people were also among you.
Do you think less of us now?
No, not at all. My interest has been piqued, and I'm now even more drawn towards the idea of becoming a mage.
You're right. I've never acknowledged any of Jay's successors, but you are different. You are much more fascinating than any of your predecessors.
Oh, has someone finally piqued Aunt Alice's interest?
This is a little lame that, like, this woman is clearly not important. She's still like a background character, but like, she's definitely important in this event to a certain extent, especially since like she's like one of the successors apparently from this fucking magic council we never knew really existed. But like, she was just introduced, like literally, like she wasn't even introduced at the beginning of this event. She was like just introduced at like the end of second, beginning of third. It's like, dude, come on.
Now is not a good time, Scarlet, but as soon as I am able, I will seek you out for a meeting. I want you to tell me all about Jay's married life back in her hometown.
Fate ex machina.
So the mage who received the prophecy letter from all of you was Jay? She left the Hexen Circle after getting married?
Precisely. There was only one way the letter could have been interpreted. She would have known what we meant as soon as she saw the message. We were just asking one thing of her. Please come to see us again. Before you go and settle forever with your happiness, please come share some of it with your best friends and sisters.
So, the Supreme Blessing actually meant...
All journeys are fleeting and will eventually come to an end. What will give us the most fulfillment and happiness in the end are those who will greet us at our journey's destination.
I told you it's that Kingdom Hearts shit. Power of friendship. Yeah.
Dear child, I believe you can also understand what I am talking about. We women will always have many troubles and encounter pains and frustrations that will keep us up at night. But no matter how hard things may become, we will cross mountains and oceans to see our best friends again, regardless of how many years have passed or how far the distance may be. As long as we can be with our beloved friends, our hearts will be filled with joy. To us mages, that's what being supremely blessed is all about.
Oh. I still don't get it, but I do know that all the mages are Mom's best friends.
If you ask how I see it, the Hexen Circle is just a group of ladies that I spent my youth with. Anyway, I'll introduce some of the other members to you all later. I still have a few things to attend to, so this will have to do for today.
Bye, Mom! Todoko says bye, too!
Goodbye, darling, and farewell to all of our other friends as well. I'm sure we'll see each other again.
We've got to meet her at some point in person.
Oh, now that I think of it, isn't it getting close to that time of year?
You mean that time?
Yes, it's Windbloom again, Alice.
It's also a special anniversary date. I'm sure you still remember.
Yes, I do remember now. It was on this day many, many years ago that Jay tied the knot. Ah, just in time for the Festival of Love and Freedom. Everyone, please enjoy this year's Windbloom Festival to the fullest.
Alright, so interesting. Magic Council.
Albedo! Why didn't you tell me we'd have to glide all the way back down?
Alright, now there's a Magic Council. We have yet to meet anyone that has been on the Magic Council. Oh wait, what? Oh. Teleport. Alright, we're gonna finish up this since like we're clearly right at the tail end. Okay, so this is kind of taking some fucking turns I didn't really foresee. Obviously, parts of this are really good and interesting, but then other parts are just fucking boring and lame. It's like, how are you just splitting the difference so well in this? Oof. It's a solid superhero landing. Shattered your ankle. My tibia! Completely fucking destroyed.
Are you okay, Timaeus? Maybe you'd feel better if you just, you know, let it out.
I'm fine, I'm fine. I'm just, a little glider sick, that's all.
You may want to look into getting your own gliding license when you have the time. It might prove helpful to you.
Okay. Sure thing.
It sounds like you've still got something on your minds. Why don't you tell us? We're all happy to listen.
It's nothing, really. It's just... Well, Alice's story was really interesting and romantic. I won't argue about that. But still, the whole thing wasn't quite what I was hoping for. Of course, I didn't actually expect the supreme blessing to be real, but...
Don't say that. None of this was your fault, Timaeus. Honestly, it's more on me for having agreed to be the Windbloom Festival special ambassador. Had I not asked for everyone's help...
If anything, it should be my fault for finding that prophecy.
Oh, no, I didn't mean to blame the two of you either. I just feel like this whole adventure didn't really end on a high note, and we also didn't really get anything out of it.
And that's why we all get presents.
But I'd say we still learned something new.
Well, that aside, Timaeus, you still need to go to Liyue to apologize to Yingar, right? Do you want Kale and I to accompany you?
Oh, Miss Yingar. Well, I mean, I just really don't want her to get mad at me. Now that I've come back to my senses, oh, I really don't know what I should do.
Hey, you three? You may want to look over there.
Oh, her. I forgot, yeah.
Miss Yingar?
The perfume
Oh,
maker.
So that's Miss Yingar? I've never met her before.
Yep, that's her. And she actually came all the way to Mondstadt.
I am so sorry, Miss Yingar, but how did you... I mean...
Are you so happy just to see me?
Of course I am. I'm so happy that, I don't,
I was ready to give you a harsh scolding, but now that I've seen you like this, I suppose I could let you off the hook this time. You said you couldn't come to pick me up because of a very important matter, right? Well then, of course I had to come and find you instead.
Should we go see how they're doing?
Oh, I wouldn't. You'll get hit by a forest boar if you interrupt a couple's romantic conversation.
Oh, really? We'll just leave them alone then.
I am so glad to see Timaeus find his happiness.
I have to say, I'm even more envious of you, Sucrose. You can be happy just to see others happy, and you gave me so much help without any expectations in return. Even though you said that we're very much alike, I still feel like you have a much bigger heart than I do.
But if you say that, then I'd say I'm also nowhere near as brave or tenacious as you. I guess we have the same amount of positive qualities. They're just spread over different parts of our personalities. I've never visited Sumeru, or made many friends from outside of Mondstadt. I'm happy just to have met and become your friend. Maybe I'll get shy and flustered when I meet other people I don't know in the future. But that's okay too. Since we are so alike, you probably get what I'm trying to say. You just need to believe that all of your issues aren't really issues at all.
But isn't it too late now for me to learn to accept myself?
Yes, it's too late.
Well... Do you know anything about the blooming cycles of Cecilius?
I may have read about that in a book before.
That's a topic that my parents used to talk about back when they were still dating. Surprising, right? To think that people would talk about that while on a date. My mom brought it up at dinner one time last month. She called my dad the most boring man she knew, and said that he even turned up late to a date once. All with a smile on her face. But she also said that learning is just another part of life. It's never too late to start something, as long as you recognize that it's something good for you to do. Why don't you give it a try, Kale?
Okay, I'll try my best.
They're really having a great conversation. Paimon can't even find a moment to join in.
I nearly forgot. This is for you.
This texture. Are these seeds?
Yep. I believe I mentioned my sweet flower research to you before. These are the seeds of the sweet flower cultivars that I've worked on. It's nothing too special, but they're the best cultivars that I've made. So, I really hope that you'll like them. They're super sweet and easy to grow and keep. I'm also submitting them as my wind blooms for this year.
Thank you. I'll plant them in the Avidia forest and take good care of them.
Kale, please take these notes with you. I've heard that you've been working hard on your studies, So I've prepared some study materials for you at Sucrose's request. Feel free to look through them whenever you can find the time. Mondstadt's doors will always remain open to you.
Thank you so much. Really, I don't know what to say. I'm just really happy.
Ah, Sucrose, now's your chance. Didn't you want to collect a breath of joy?
Oh my god, I completely forgot about that stupid fucking thing at the beginning of this.
Exhale once into this test tube.
Excuse me?
I will save this breath of joy and use it in my research.
Oh, really?
Of course.
Wow, I completely forgot about that stupid fucking side thing that she was going on about. Yeah, I think they might have found the most boring combination of people for this fucking event. Those two together. We're just so very introverted, both of us, not really sure about anything we need to say or talk about. What should I do in this situation? Oh, I feel so awkward in this room. Like, oh my god, move the fuck on. It's like, yes, we get it. The all-encompassing social situations completely crush you. We got it. I don't need to spend 2 hours of it.
Huh? What was that?
It was like a little cloud of happiness, but now it flew away.
Well, luckily, there's still some breath left in the test tube. I'll seal it up for now. I'll keep working on it and let you know as soon as I have any breakthroughs in my research.
Yeah, you can write to me. I'll be sure to respond as soon as I receive your letter.
Don't worry, it was just a part of your soul escaping.
Oh, it looks like you found a new pen pal.
Master Tainari! Sino!
Oh, she's finally starting to get a little more lively.
If your friendship was forged in a test tube, does that make you test friends forever?
I fucking hate the writer. I swear to God.
That's it. I think you've ruined Sumeru's reputation in Mondstadt beyond all hope of repair.
No, just his own reputation. Don't worry about it.
All that matters is that I've enjoyed Mondstadt immensely. The dragon here possesses a majestic form.
Oh, why couldn't we have seen that? Let's go dragon watching with, Sino.
Oh, that reminds me. Traveler, this card back is for you. Sino wanted you to have one for yourself. If I had to guess, I'd say he probably wants you to use it if you challenge him to a duel.
Oh.
I'm a master of the game. Do you dare challenge me?
Your ass is grass, buddy.
Can you believe this guy? Huh. Let's knock him off his high horse.
I'm surprised they're actually incorporating the card game, into actual, like, story beats like this.
Wait! I've got something to give you, too.
Huh? Kali has a gift for us?
Yeah! I figured I should follow local Mondstadt customs and prepared a few small things themed after the Windbloom Festival. I made these bookmarks from Sumeru roses at the hotel. I want to give them to Amber, Master Tainari, and Sino. During Windbloom, Mondstadters offer flowers to the people most important to them. You three are family to me.
But Tainari said that we're not anything like an academic family. He wouldn't write joint papers with us.
Well, in this case, we can consider ourselves as regular siblings. And that should be just fine.
I agree. Oh, and here are some Padisara seeds as well. These are for the Traveler, Paimon, and everyone else from Mondstadt.
What the hell will we use a bookmark for?
Whoa, are these really for us?
We don't read.
Are these your chosen Windblooms?
Mm-hmm, one of them. Both Padisauras and Sumeru roses are my Windblooms. Although they're not native to Mondstadt, they are the flowers that can best express my feelings.
See this. That is the exact kind of, like, fucking... That exact sentence shows of just, like, how nothing some of these conversations are between people. It's like, what the fuck are you even talking about? Talk like a normal person.
I want to give them to the people I feel thankful for. To those who I wish to accompany as we greet more seasons and future wind blooms together.
I hate you.
The real blessing in life is when you are surrounded by people who you'd miss day and night, and who you'd want to see even if that meant crossing mountains and oceans to do so.
I constantly forget Eula's in this game.
I'm so happy to hear you say that.
Sucrose, do you see that cloud over there?
Huh?
Doesn't it look just like your test tube?
I fucking hate you made the callback to that stupid scene. Oh my god. They're just like, Oh, sweet. Wait, what the hell's going on? Was the card backing the special reward?
The academia. What happened this time?
These two flowers are the representation of the things that I feel sometimes. It's like, get the. I fucking hate you. I hate this game. God damn it. Can be so lame sometimes. And what the hell was this for? Oh yeah, that's for TCG. Okay, event. Okay, so yeah, that's got to be the card backing then, I guess. Sorry, event shop. Just one more check just to make sure. Okay, yeah, we need to do these. And then that will be it. What does blue stuff? Oh, it was the racing one. Alright, well that was it for this event. It was... like, having Sino and them come here was really cool. But good lord, those two in combination, they're both such boring characters, and them being together just makes it so much worse. Oh wait, oh fuck, can we play him? Sino? Can I beat your ass in cards?
I quite like my new card back. It goes perfectly with my deck. I take it you've also received your card back? Want to use it to play around?
Okay, it's weird. They introduced one, he likes playing cards, which, okay, fine. And then two, just that stupid fucking lame jokes that he does. My deck. Alright, let's play a quick round and then we'll be done. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, yeah, because his character card, it was in the shop, but it wasn't available yet, and it's waiting for later, so maybe now it's available. Alright, let's see. I don't know if there's... I have not been checking if there are, like, special fights, that card fights that show up during events. I should probably check on that. And I forget Kale's, one of her moves is, that little cat buddy that she throws out like Amber. Confirm. Sorry, it's just like my brain has to struggle between what Gwent is and then this one. When it comes to what buttons you press to, like, do the things. Oh, fuck. That was not a great roll. Dude! You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. Alright. Alright, we got two more. Oh, boom! Yes, alright, we got all of them going now. Might as well.
Let the show begin.
Surrender!
Ouch.
Time for some training?
Nowhere to run!
Also, ow.
One with my blade!
Andy's frozen. Alright, how do we pass again? Alright, yeah, and... It's weird, the card backing for Sino, you would think that it would be like either like Anubis themed or at least like purple themed. It's a cool theme, but it's like, I don't know where he got that from. Alright, we got some heals going from that. We got some cryos. We're gonna stay with this guy for at least the first shot instead of swapping out. I got one extra one.
Forth, my blade!
Let's light it up!
Alright, it's my turn, which means we can surrender. I don't think you'll have enough for another hit. Okay, thank God. Alright, now we go first. Yes, we gotta heal. I'm gonna heal. I'm gonna heal and then we'll alt. If we get enough thingies. Yes, okay, we already got it. Heal and do the thingy. Boom, you're dead.
From whence you came!
Couldn't even pull off the ult.
This is just...
Good judgment call. This ends now. Judgment is upon you.
Fuck. Oh, whoa. So he goes into that form? Wait, hold on. Sorry. This was... Okay, yeah, this is cryo.
We can do this!
Futile!
Might as well. Alright. Okay, they swapped. Now it's our turn. Okay, we are going to do a heal. And then I think we'll switch to Dayluk. We haven't had any play with him, so... Oh, already perfect for that. And like I said, we're gonna switch to Dayluk, so we need half fire. Shit. Yes, man. Really fucking me. Okay. God damn, we need... Come on. Getting dicked down here by fate. Not great. It's like the same thing. That's what's frustrating. Like, come on. But it costs one more. That's what's ridiculous.
I'll protect us.
Alright. Oh, it was 4 exactly! God dang it. I was hoping it would fall short. Dang it, I keep hitting X at the wrong time. Oh, perfect, he's wiped. Which means Sino's out. He's probably going to attack, right? Your opponent's turn. Oh, he declared the end. Shit, alright. We just gotta survive 2 more hits. He usually does 4 damage. Plus we got a heal card, and we got 1 more heal too. But I don't think we're gonna use that 1 more heal on Barbara's card. Nope, not that one. I think we might be able to finish this up with Dayluk. Oh my god, we are going fire! Nice! Okay.
Futile!
Oh shit, 6? I did not think he was gonna throw down that much damage. This is gonna be bad. He's going to attack.
Judgment is upon you. There can be no excuse or defeat.
Oh my god, 5 damage. Hell yeah. Alright. I was thinking we were just gonna skate past having 2 damage. Victory. Holy shit.
A new cycle begins.
Well played. Holy hell. Nice. Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was just going to be a kind of gimme fight, since it's a special fight just for this event, or if it would actually be difficult. That was a bit difficult, especially since we haven't played too much Genshin TCG for like a while. I think over a month, since we were kind of hitting Gwent pretty hard in The Witcher, which again, the odds of card games in both games. Nice. All right. And actually, all right, this is the end of the stream, everyone. Thanks for coming out and hanging out on day 919 of streaming in a row. I am going to check to see if there's any other people around. Yes, no, what's happening? Ever since the 3.5 update happened, this has been a thing. Oh, wait, what's this? Oh, this is for dynamic skin. Wait. Oh, it's a gimme. A free dynamic skin. Okay, I hit the wrong thing. Sorry, I meant, where is the... Oh, got 2 more of those. I'm looking for the card box to show the people around us that we can fight. This. Wait, am I insane? What the hell's happening? Deck, destroy, search players. That's what I wanted. All right. Sorry, it kind of blends in for me. Okay, there's there. Let's head all the way back. I need to deselect that frickin' thing. Cancel selection. I had that thing on all day. Wait, is he not even selected? Whoa, Sino's not even, like, selected on here. So then how the hell would you know to fight him? Huh. Guess that was a one-time fight. Anyway, like I said, that is it for today. Thanks for coming out and hanging out. We've finished up this event. I'm not sure what we're gonna do next time. Maybe a new event will start by then or not. We'll probably go back to the desert and continue exploring around there. We've been slowly, like, going back, trying to explore that area since Sumeru is still relatively new for us and we haven't fully been able to explore a lot of it. But I've been trying to do a little bit off stream just for, like, treasure chest hunting and stuff. But we'll see. We'll see if we can start solving some puzzles and whatnot over there. And yeah, we'll see what next week brings. And let's see here. How long is this event supposed to be going? This can usually help us gauge 10 more days. Okay, so yeah, definitely not a new event is going to start. Unless it's a very small one within the next 10 days. So yeah, we'll probably just mess around over in Sumeru next Tuesday, which will be the next time we play Genshin Impact. Tomorrow is going to be The Witcher 3, and then this weekend back into Mafia 3, which I have been loving. And yeah, that's the schedule for the next couple of days. Like always, links down below for my Twitter, where I tweet out every day when I'm online and when I'm playing, as well as a link over to my YouTube channel where all my previous streams are uploaded, including all 260 fucking streams of this goddamn game. Oh, fuck. But yeah, that is it for today, guys. Thanks for coming out and hanging out, and I will see you all tomorrow with some Witcher 3. If not, I'll see you guys back here next Tuesday with some more Genshin Impact. See ya.